Good morning, everybody. Today's class we will see applications of derivatives in physics. So, we have learnt this much differentiation and integration ultimately to apply in physics. Now, how do we apply derivatives and integrals in physics? We are going to see today. Now, before I explain what is the meaning of each term, okay, what is meant by derivative, what is meant by velocity, what is meant by acceleration, okay, for now just simply take, okay, displacement is represented by symbol S, and if you want little extra information, its magnitude is shortest distance is the magnitude, shortest distance between initial and final position for now, okay, don't get confused about it too much, thinking about it too much, okay. So I will talk about displacement later, okay. Now this is your displacement, okay, briefly, okay, for now. Now second term is velocity, okay. Displacement is a vector, okay, so displacement is a vector. Now coming to velocity, okay, in velocity there are two types of velocities, okay, right. In velocity there are two types of velocities. One is average velocity represented by delta s bar by delta t is your v average, which is equal to displacement final minus initial displacement by time. And coming to instantaneous velocity is dv bar by dt, okay. So in velocity there are two types of velocities. Similarly in acceleration, okay, in acceleration a bar, okay, once again you have two types of acceleration, okay. One is average acceleration, okay, which is delta v bar by delta t, and instantaneous acceleration represented by a instantaneous is equal to dv by dt, okay. Average acceleration is delta v bar by delta t, instantaneous acceleration is dv by dt, okay. Now, okay, initially your time is 0, okay, initial time is 0, okay, and coming to velocity part, okay, coming to the velocity part, okay, instantaneous you will use at particular point of time and average you will use between a time interval. This is what we have seen, okay. Now, okay, how derivatives are related here. If you see the instantaneous values of velocity and acceleration, you are just simply doing the differentiation, okay. So some more examples if you want in physics, I can give a little more. So instantaneous power is given by dw by dt. Force instantaneous value is given by derivative of momentum dp by dt, like this, okay. Like this you will see lot of other examples. Electric current is given by I instantaneous is dq by dt, okay. As I have explained, everything in physics is either average or instantaneous, okay. So there are numerable applications in physics, many, okay, there are lot of number of applications are there, but now here we will see only terms related to motion in one dimension alone. So for motion in one dimension alone, what are the terms that you have are, okay, your displacement is there, okay, it is represented by symbol S. Now if you differentiate, okay, your answer is velocity. If you are differentiating, okay, integration is reverse process of differentiation. So if you integrate, you will get displacement. Next, if you differentiate velocity, you will get acceleration. Differentiation with respect to time here. Here also you will do differentiation with respect to time, you will get acceleration, and if you do integration with respect to time, okay, if you do integration with respect to time, you will get velocity. Here also integration with respect to time, you will get displacement. Okay, so this is your indirectly conceptual map that you are supposed to follow. Now how these are useful, I will tell you. Okay, in physics there are equations of motion. Okay, your equations of motion, many people will think v equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square, but they are not the equations, they are the equations when acceleration is constant. Okay, but here when there is variable acceleration, your acceleration is dv by dt or v dv by ds is your acceleration, and your velocity is ds by dt. Okay, so for now, for application sake, we will see only these two equations. Okay, so using these equations we will try to solve. Okay, we will apply these two equations for examples. Okay, so remember that these are the equations that we are going to use in physics. Okay, so based on this, I will give some examples and we will try to solve equations to all these examples. Okay, so now what are the different situations, I will tell you. Now first example that I will take is, okay, first example, if displacement is given by 2t square plus 3t plus 2, question is find, okay, velocity as function of time, acceleration as function of time is given. Now this is your first question. Now what is the answer to this question is, okay, if you have displacement, okay, if you have displacement, yes, now there are two things that you can do. Okay, one is differentiating, you can get velocity here, you can get acceleration here. You can get from the displacement. If you are asked, okay, you are given displacement, you differentiate according to the map, you differentiate it with respect to time, you get velocity. Okay, then once again you differentiate, you will get acceleration. So your velocity as a function of time is ds by dt, that is equal to d by dt of 2t square plus 3t plus 2. Okay, so that will give you d by dt of 2t square plus d by dt of 3t plus d by dt of 2. So derivative of constant is 0. This is 4t plus this is 3. If you want acceleration as a function of time, a is dv by dt, that is equal to d by dt of 4t plus 3. So that will give you 4 d by dt of 4 times of d by dt of t plus d by dt of 3. So this is constant, this is 0. So your answer is 4. Okay, so this is how you are going to get velocity, how you are going to get acceleration. Okay, right. So you have displacement, velocity and acceleration like this. Okay, right. Now next, okay, next is, okay, one more example we will see. So if you are asked as a function of time, that means indirectly you are asked instantaneous values. Now next, one more example, your displacement is, let us say, alpha t square plus beta into t plus gamma plus, gamma, this is enough. Now let us say you are asked find average velocity between t equal to 2 and t equal to 3 seconds. Okay, obviously if I are given gap, this is the average value. Find instantaneous velocity at t equal to 5 seconds. These are your questions. Now how you will solve this is, V average is S at t equal to 3 minus S at t equal to 2. Actually you have to keep vectors, but for now just consider the magnitudes, by t2 minus t1. Okay, because your formula is delta S by delta t. So now that will give you alpha into 3 square plus beta into 3 plus gamma minus alpha into 2 square plus alpha into 2 plus gamma whole divided by 3 minus 2, that will give you average. And to get V instantaneous is ds by dt. So if you simplify, you will get 2 alpha t plus beta. So your V instantaneous, this is as a function of time. So at t equal to 5 seconds, how much means? At t equal to 5, V instantaneous at t equal to 5 seconds is, okay, 2 times alpha into t is 2 plus beta, that is equal to 4 alpha plus beta. Okay, right? So this is how you are supposed to, okay, calculate instantaneous velocity. Okay, now let us continue further. Okay, we will try to do some more problems. So next question is, let us say your displacement is t square minus 2t. Okay, now if you are asked find average acceleration between t equal to 2 and t equal to 3, let us change the question. Let us say it is t cube minus 2t square, and you are asked average acceleration between t equal to 2 and t equal to 3. Now there is no point in calculating average velocity. Okay, directly first calculate V. V is equal to ds by dt, that is equal to d by dt of t cube minus 2t square. So that will give you 3t square minus 4t is the instantaneous velocity. So once you get the instantaneous velocity, okay, your A average is V2 minus V1 by T2 minus T1. So that is equal to 3 times 3 square minus 4 into 3 is V2 minus V1 is, okay, 2 cube. V1 is 2 cube minus 2 times 2 square whole divided by, okay, 3 minus 2. So that is your average value. And to get A instantaneous value, just simply do dV by dt, that will give you 60 minus 4. Okay, so like this there are different questions in your books to solve average and instantaneous values. Okay, now let us try to do a question on V dV by ds part. Okay, so now for acceleration I have given a formula, that is A equal to V dV by ds. Now how you are getting this formula is, if you take A equal to dV by dt, okay, then you can write this as dV by dt into ds by ds. Now interchange these two terms, interchange this here and this here. So you can rearrange and write it as d, okay, you can write it as ds by dt into dv by this thing. Okay, you can write it as ds by dt into dv by ds, but ds by dt is what? V. So your final value is V dV by ds. Okay, so that is your acceleration. Okay, Now once you get the acceleration, okay, based on this let us try to see an application. Okay, so your question is, if v is under root 2 times lambda into s, find acceleration is your question. Now you can solve the answer like this. Your acceleration is dv by dt, that is equal to d by dt of under root 2 lambda into s, that is equal to under root 2 lambda times d by dt of, okay, root s. So that is equal to under root 2 lambda times 1 by 2 root s. Okay, so no, you are not doing this. Sorry, this calculation is wrong. You have to do dv by ds, no? Okay, just hold on. Sorry. So your acceleration is v times dv by ds. First let us calculate dv by ds. dv by ds is d by ds of under root 2 lambda into s. So this will become 1 by 2 root of 2 lambda s into d by ds of 2 lambda s. Okay, this is from chain rule. Derivative of root of f of x is 1 by 2 root of f of x into f dash of x. So if you simplify, you will get this can be written as under root 2 lambda s into 2 lambda times derivative of s with respect to s is 1. So now 2 will go off. So if you further simplify, you will get lambda by under root 2 lambda s. Now your acceleration is v into dv by ds. What is v means under root 2 lambda s into what is dv by ds means lambda by under root 2 lambda s. Root 2 lambda s, root 2 lambda s will go off. So your answer is finally lambda. Okay, right? So this is your final answer. Okay, next let us try to do one more question on this. Now next question is, let us say you are given displacement of particle as s equal to k by alpha into 1 minus e power minus alpha t. Question is, find velocity, acceleration as function of time. Okay, now how you are going to do this is, your answer is, your velocity is ds by dt, that is equal to d by dt of k by alpha into 1 minus e power minus alpha t. So as I have explained previously, constants can be taken out of integral. So that become d by dt times 1 minus e power minus alpha t. So that is equal to k by alpha times d by dt of 1 minus d by dt of e power minus alpha t. So further simplifying, that will give you k by alpha times derivative of 1 is 0 minus derivative of e power alpha t is minus of alpha into e power minus alpha t, because derivative of e power ax is a times e power ax. So finally you will get k by alpha into e power minus alpha t. Alpha will go off, so you will get k times e power minus alpha t. So now your acceleration is dv by dt, that is equal to d by dt of k times of e power minus alpha t, that is equal to k times d by dt of e power minus alpha t. So k times derivative of e power minus alpha t is minus alpha into e power minus alpha t. So you will get minus k alpha into e power minus alpha to be your acceleration. Okay, and in this, if you are asked initial velocity and all, substitute time t equal to 0 and e power 0 is anyhow 1. So from this you will get the answer. E power minus infinity is 0. Okay, so keep these relations also in mind for simplification sake. Okay, next, next is, let us try to do a problem on maximum minima. Okay, next question is, a particle is moving such that S is equal to t cube minus 6t square plus 18t plus 9. Question is, find minimum velocity attained by particle. That is your question. Now, as we have discussed, okay, minimum or maximum, what is that you do? You do the derivative. So first let us try to calculate velocity. Instantaneous velocity is ds by dt. So that will give you 3t square minus 12t plus 18. Okay, so this comes from differentiation of this part. Okay, so now you want minimum velocity. So as I have discussed previously, when minimum velocity occurs, your dv by dt is equal to 0. So that means your d by dt of 3t square minus 12t plus 18 is equal to 0. So that will give you 6t minus 12 is equal to 0. 6t equal to 12, 6 ones 2, so that implies t is equal to 2 seconds. So your v min is, substitute this 2 seconds into this velocity. So that will give you 3 times 2 square minus 12 times 2 plus 18. So 3 times 4 minus 24 plus 8. So 12 plus 8 minus 24, that is equal to 20 minus 24, that is equal to minus 4 meters per seconds. Wait, 12 plus this is 18, not 8, I did a mistake. So 12 plus 18, that is 30 minus 24, that is equal to 6. Sorry, your minimum velocity is 6 meters per second. Okay, right? So these are your basic model of questions. Okay, so with this I have shown some applications of derivatives in physics. Okay, now next class we will start with integration. Okay, so doing integration, okay, will help you to solve the problems. That's all for today.